from home, the San Diego Reader, talking with Bruce Henderson, and we've just gone over the little bit of the history of the San Diego Chargers football team and San Diego Padres baseball team scandals, and how they got special deals. And now we're almost done. I just want to talk about the aftermath. What happened to some of these people? I mean, we haven't talked about Vallerie Stallings and what she actually did and what happened to her afterwards.
Well, Vallerie was there helping, providing key support for the Padre deals. And, that didn't in and of itself bother me, but what bothered me was the reports that in closed sessions she'd been going out of the closed session and calling Moores. That got exposed in the UT. There was an article about it.
Yeah.
And eventually it caught Susan Golding's attention, and she went out and challenged Vallerie and tried to stop that. But the long and short of it was that what occurred was that the public became very upset at what was going on, and essentially it destroyed Susan Golding's career. She was not able to run for the U.S. Senate.
Right.
It created a major public relations problem for the Chargers and the Spanos families, and so and then Alex Spanos, the head of the family, became very ill, and so the Spanos family political influence in California started to decline fairly rapidly. Certainly declined in San Diego, where they no longer had any ability to help people get elected, to say the least. So anyway, Susan had her problems, and Vallerie Stallings, I got word that she had sold some shares in a corporation that John Moores had created, and had given her some rights to buy a corporation, and then supposedly called her and told her, "We have a problem, you better sell your shares immediately." And she'd sold her shares, and nobody knew about those shares.
Oh my gosh.
So I write a letter, and I say, I write it to all the city council and the mayor, and I say, I believe somebody has owned some of these shares, and there's a disclosure deadline coming, and when those filings are made, I'm going to look at them to see if whoever owned those shares discloses that they owned them and sold them. And of course I knew it was Stallings, and sure enough, she took the bait, and when the filing deadline comes, I go pick up the form, and there is the details of the sale.
Wow.
So then I contact the FBI and local authorities and say, it looks like to me there was an insider sale here. You should investigate this.
AKA a bribe.
Yeah, you should investigate this. And so the next thing we know is the U.S. Attorney is conducting an investigation and announced that Stallings is going to plead guilty to 2 crimes and resign from the council.
Wow.
And she does do that,
Yeah.
And of course, in the meantime, Dick Murphy becomes mayor, and then his reputation is sullied by the handling of the Chargers leaving San Diego.
Right.
He makes a special deal with them
Oh my gosh.
to allow them to leave. And I went down and tried to explain that, look, that deal doesn't make any sense. That isn't a deal you want to enter into.
Yeah.
You're going to get the shaft if you do that. And sure enough, he got the shaft. And then, of course, we end up with Bob Filner and
his own scandals.
and then, of course, Maureen O'Connor, who was mayor for a lot of this, who actually was I liked Maureen.
Yeah.
She had the public's interests at heart,
Yeah.
but she got involved with people who had a lot more money than she did. She may have had $100 million, but they had a lot more than that.
Wow.
The Copleys and
Yeah.
the Kroc family.
Oh, that's right. She was friends with Helen Copleys.
And then she succumbs to a gambling habit that just destroyed her. And so it's a sad story as we look at
A
it.
city without pity.
And in the meantime, of course, from a Republican's point of view, it's really disastrous because the whole city moves to electing, as they did almost all of California, to Democrats. So we become a one-party state.
Yeah.
And of course, one-party states don't work anywhere. You need that, give and take, and which we don't have right now. And the public is getting the shaft.
I drive down through downtown and I see the wreckage. It's
The wreckage.
It's
That's
pretty
exactly
awful. It's pretty
right.
awful. And I guess you can go back and say, if it had been a well-managed city, a well-run city throughout these years of the last part of the last century, maybe things would be different now.
It could be. It's just really sad. And that's what motivated all of us that were involved with what I was doing to try to blow the whistle and stop. We didn't care whether you were a Democrat or Republican. All we cared was that you used your public resources in a way to benefit the public, not corporate welfare.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Bruce. I appreciate you
Hey,
being with me.
real pleasure.